Hello and welcome to Heart with Abagaba, the podcast where we celebrate the love, laughter, and little moments that make families shine. Whether you're a parent, grandparent, educator, or simply someone who believes in the magic of childhood, this is your place. Every week, we share real stories, inspiring voices, and joyful conversations that warm the heart and lift the spirit. So grab a cozy seat. It's time to go to Heart. Stop Smart sponsors Heart to Heart with Abagaba, your one-stop destination for staffing and non-medical concierge services for adults, teens, and children. For more information, visit www.staff-smart.org or call 480-875 6871. Welcome to Heart with Abagaba. I'm your host, Abby Dominguez. I believe every soul carries a story worth sharing. This is a space for love, legacy, and lifting one another. And today's guest brings all of that most beautifully. Today on Heart to Heart with Abagaba, I'm joined by Constance Lewis. Her husband Andre is not on the show, but they are the inspiring husband and wife duo behind the children's book Miles and the Colorful Capes of Feelings. This beautifully illustrated story was born out of their own family's journey after their son Miles underwent brain surgery at just 6 years old. Amid medical challenges and emotional uncertainty, they discovered the importance of helping children express their feelings safely and empowering them. Andre and Constance's journey is not just one of healing, but of hope, resilience, and love. And I know her insights will resonate with anyone who cares for children. Constance, I'm conversing with you from Mesa, Arizona. Please tell our listeners where we are connecting from and add a short bio.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here with you. I am coming from sunny, hot, humid Florida. Oh, my kids are in the pool right now as we speak. So, with their dad. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for the introduction. But yes, I am a women's health nurse practitioner turned into a stay-at-home mom of three. And now I do coaching from home. So, fertility coach, postpartum coach, and child sleep coaching. So, I basically was a nurse for a long time and
Uh-huh.
then did women's health and nurse practitioner, childbirth education, lactation, all the above. And then
Oh.
yeah, a lot of stuff. And then when all the kids, Miles and Mariah and Micah, came along. The third one kind of threw me in from going to the office. And also with Miles's medical conditions, I had to really take a step back from working in person. And that's where the idea of the book came in hand was me at home being immersed in lots of kids' emotions on a daily basis.
Oh, I love it. And I can't wait to get into today's episode.
Yes.
So, Mild and the Colorful Capes of Feelings is a unique and imaginative concept. Can you start by sharing what inspired you to create a children's book about emotions and why you believe the topic is so important for families today?
I love that question. And it resonates truly deeply into my soul because the book, Miles and the Colorful Capes of Feelings, stems from our experience with our son, Miles, who you kind of alluded to already, but he was diagnosed with epilepsy at the age of 4. And through 2 years of lots of trial and error, lots of medical visits, lots of very scary situations, lots of trips to the hospital, we realized that although he was a very emotionally intelligent child, he was able to really tell us how he was feeling. But
Mhm,
in the midst of all the seizures and heading into brain surgery at a six year old, as a 6 year old, we found that it was starting to become more troublesome for him to tell us
mhm.
how he was feeling. And he loved dressing up as a superhero. So we
Oh.
thought, yeah, we thought, how do we incorporate the love of play, his
Mhm.
superhero love, into ways to express his feelings? And it we needed him to articulate what he was feeling during these scary and unexplained situations without
Hmm.
feeling intense or overwhelmed with using words. And we thought, okay, what if we give him colored capes and
Oh,
he names the capes of emotions. And if he puts one on and we see him with that color, we know that's how he's feeling. And then we can give him the tools to help him work through that feeling. So it really just kind of thought it was the perfect way to help him work through those feelings.
I love it because not being able to be understood, even as an adult, is frustrating. So
It
I
is.
can't imagine for a child and helping him to be able to help us know what he's feeling and how to help him. I love that.
Yeah.
Storytelling has always been a powerful way to teach life lessons. Why did you choose a narrative approach combined with visual tools like colorful capes to help children understand their emotions? And how do you think this approach engages young readers differently?
I love the question. The idea of using colorful capes as a metaphor was born obviously from the notion that emotions are not only powerful, but can
Hmm.
also be empowering when we learn to understand and embrace them. So when he put on his capes, when Miles put on his capes, he felt empowered also
Oh,
in the emotion and that it was okay to feel what he was feeling. And because kids like to play and they
yes,
love color, right? And they
yes,
love visual things.
they
It
do. Hmm.
yeah, it just kind of the bright colors and playtime nature of the story, it just makes it approachable and it also helps parents. We have a lot of friends that have kids that are nonverbal as well.
Hmm.
And so it's if you have a child that either A doesn't know how to express emotions verbally or B just can't talk at all, this is a good way for them to express what they're feeling. And so the book really approaches and engages young readers to use their voice through color and
Hmm.
putting on something such as a cape.
Oh, I just love it. I can't say it enough. One of the most relatable struggles for parents is helping their children recognize and express their feelings. How does the book serve as a tool to bridge that gap and make conversations about emotions more approachable for families?
This topic is so important for families today because emotional intelligence is such a crucial skill for children to develop, especially in an increasingly complex world.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, just think about how much is going on out there right now and how much
Uh,
our kids have to deal with, at a
hmm.
young age. So
Hmm.
with so much going on, our children are facing new challenges and stressors. And so, if they're not able to articulate their emotions early on, to articulate them, to express them, to walk through them in a healthy way, and to express them to others, then they feel stuck. They feel you have more
Yeah.
outbursts, you have more tantrums. And so,
Hmm.
this book helps equip them, the kids,
Hmm.
and the parents with just building emotional resilience. It's just a tool. So we want kids and parents to use this as a tool. So parents say, I don't even know how to talk to my kid about feelings. Where do I start? And I always say, you can relate it to anything of color. You don't have to be a
Hmm.
cape. It doesn't have to be a cape. It could be a truck or
Hmm.
it could be a blanket or a stuffy.
Hmm.
But this is the stuffy you tell me if you're mad or angry, you hold this one,
Hmm.
so it could be
Hmm.
anything, but it really is just a tool to help parents bridge that gap to have conversations with their kids about emotions.
Oh, I love it. The more tools parents can have is awesome. I love it.
Yes, I know because I used to feel so uncomfortable when my son would have these feelings because I want him to always feel good and happy, which is unrealistic. We can't necessarily take those big emotions away from our kids. We want them to feel them because that's natural and normal. So giving them tools to walk through them and express them so that we understand what they're going through. And
Yeah.
also, I had to learn that I could sit in that feeling with him and I didn't have to
Mm.
always try to fix it. It
Yes.
was, it was okay. You have on the teal cape today. That means you're really scared and nervous. What should we do about it? Let's sit with this feeling and how can I
Mm.
help him and not feel uncomfortable about his feelings?
I love the sitting with the feelings part. I just love
Yes.
that. The idea of pairing emotions with colorful capes is so creative and visually appealing. How
Mhm.
did you come up with associating specific colors with
Mm.
emotions like bravery, sadness, or silliness? And how do you hope this visual system helps children connect with their feelings?
Good question. So, how did we come up with the particular colors in the book with the capes and the feelings? So, we asked Miles,
Mhm.
"Hey buddy, if you had to pick a color for sadness, what would it
Mhm.
be? And what would if you had to pick a color for silliness, what would it be?" So we just went down the list of all the emotions that we chose to put in the book, and it's a wide range of emotions, and he got to pick the colors that he felt resonated within
Oh,
himself. Yes, about which ones that he thought went with the ones, and some of them are pretty typical. For the color blue, he picked sadness,
oh.
as you would see on movies like Inside Out and things like that.
Uh-huh.
So, and we just we were watching him transform into a superhero whenever he donned a cape or wore a cape, and we realized that the capes were a symbol of empowerment and transformation and even control. And so when these qualities that are really important when it comes to understanding and managing emotions. And so we wanted to capture the sense of that empowerment in the book. So that's why we paired the specific colors with the emotions to help the children make a visual and an emotional connection. And just by linking the colors of with the emotions, we aimed to make abstract feelings more concrete and relatable, not only to the kid, but to the parent as well.
I love that because the symbol of cape is so powerful. And then to have a children's book and then to have children relate to wearing capes and matching their emotions, I think I love it. It resonates. I love it. I mean, there is Superman, but there is
Yeah.
children that they can see also wearing capes like them. So,
Exactly. Yeah. And
yes.
when we had to take him to do, when he had to go do blood work or when he had to go to his brain surgery, like big scary things, it was
Oh,
interesting that he would when he put on a superhero outfit slash or cape, the transformation that took hold and he just felt
oh.
more safe and felt more empowered, and
Hmm.
everyone around him knew how he was feeling and knew how to support him.
Oh, I just cannot say it how much I love this. I just
Thank
love it
you.
so much. And then you came from healthcare background, right? Is it I can't say this word for the life of me.
Pediatric dentist,
Pediatric
yeah.
dentist, and you are women's health nurse practitioner. How did your professional insights into children's well-being influence the themes and practical tools included in the book?
Oh my goodness. So a lot of it really went into how we worked with children and how their brains work. And my husband really is the one that works more with kids, ages anywhere between, 6 months and all the way up till 25, 26. And I was more in the newborn to 3 or 4 year old stage. So we
Uh-huh.
just kind of combined our understanding of a child's brain, what they love,
Uh-huh.
and we see firsthand how children struggle with anxiety or fear in unfamiliar situations, especially when they go to the dentist. I mean, what kid,
Mhm.
there's not a lot of kids that like to go to the dentist, although they love going to my husband, I will tell you. So we kind of just took what we learned from that and put that into the book, and just really understood that there's such an importance of validating their emotions,
Oh yeah.
and offering them tools to cope with it. And so I think that really the book is just an example of like tangible tools,
Mhm.
that make emotions less abstract again and give them ways to express them when words just totally fail. And so I think that it's just the book is really just a way of addressing the emotional challenges that we've observed in both our professional and personal life. And it's hoping to provide families with a fun and a meaningful way to explore their emotions together.
Oh yes. While Miles and the Colorful Capes of Feelings is the first in the Colorful Cape series, it's clear you have a bigger vision. Can you share more about the upcoming books in the series and how you plan to continue supporting emotional resilience in children and families?
Yes, absolutely. So crazy. And spoiler alert, we are actually writing a series.
Ooh.
Yes. So I have three kids. And originally, I'm not really a children's book author. This just came to me. I never thought I would ever write a children's book. This just came to me in a dream one night.
Oh,
And yeah, it was just really interesting how it came to me in a dream. And I just knew exactly what I wanted to write about. I knew what the book was going to be about. And it was just weird and interesting. And so I woke up and I wrote the book essentially in one night.
I
And with
love it.
yeah, with the help of
Yay.
my husband, he just kind of helped with the rhyming because he's really good at rhyming. So I'm like, can you help me with rhyme the book a little bit better? And so I was working on this and we hired some coaches and they said, well, you have three kids. What we can't just write one book for one kid, you know? And I said, oh my gosh, you're so right. So we are planning on writing a book for each kid. Mariah's going to have one.
Oh,
Yeah. And I already wrote hers actually. And it's about tutus. So, because she loves wearing tutus,
oh.
her colorful feeling, colors of tutus. And then I have Micah, who's the little baby. He's almost 2. And I haven't quite decided or figured out exactly what his book's going to be about. Obviously, it's going to be in the same line of
The same
expressing
line.
emotions, yeah,
Mhm.
through color. I just haven't chosen exactly what it's going to be yet, but we're hoping that the books will connect with different age ranges and
Uh-huh.
children what they like, I think essentially is what I mean. So not everybody likes superhero capes, so we're gonna kind of
Mhm.
work through that and figure it all out.
Ooh, congratulations. Writing a
Thank
children's book
you.
is so hard, and I am
Oh,
so proud of you for coming up with the series.
oh my gosh, thank you. It's been fun and stressful. It's really fun, but I think the stressful part is just figuring out exactly what the illustrations are going to look like. And our illustrator is fantastic, and I love her. It's just a longer process than I thought it would take because of
It
the
is.
changes, but it's going well. And the Miles's book is coming out soon in the next month or two. We're hoping so.
Ooh, that's amazing. When the book comes out, I really want us to meet again so we can give it more shout out, the book. So,
Absolutely, absolutely.
so as parents of three children, your personal experiences likely played a significant role in shaping the story. Can
Mm.
you talk about how your parenting journey influenced how you approached writing this book and what lessons you wanted to share with other families?
Yes, such a good question. I think that I being a mom is really hard. I mean,
It
not that
is.
being a dad isn't hard. Not that being a dad isn't hard. I'm not taking away from that. But being a mom is so hard. And I feel I'm a person that always tries to get everything perfectly. And I'm trying to raise my kids perfectly. And I've had a hard realization that that's not possible or realistic. And that's okay. And that's okay. But parenting three kids in different ages whilst having Micah as a newborn baby and going through this seizure situation with Miles and also his brain surgery really just showed me that number one, kids are resilient and they learn
Yeah,
quickly.
I
And
do. Mhm.
I've just seen firsthand how different personalities can impact how children process and express emotions. So, while Miles's challenges with expressing his feelings were the initial spark for the book, we realized that all children in different ways struggle to understand and communicate their emotions at some point. So,
Yeah.
our own parenting journey became a key influence in how we framed the story and the tools we wanted to offer other families too. And we don't want parents to feel uncomfortable with those
Mhm.
feelings because if
Mhm.
I'm a very emotionally aware person, and if I felt so uncomfortable with his big feelings, I can
Mhm.
only imagine how other parents are feeling,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So I feel as this journey has gone on through writing the book and doing lots of research about colors and emotions and having kids focus on how to express themselves through colors, it's really opened my eyes in the parenting world. And it's helped me just from my own experiences. It just has helped me find other ways to help my kids emotionally mature and become resilient in that area.
I can't even tell you. Like, it's because we care and we're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be hard. So I
Yeah.
commend you for all the amazing work that you're doing.
Thank
With
you so much. It takes
oh,
a lot of patience and
it
a lot
does.
of flexibility, as
It
you
does.
know, having
It
two.
does.
Two.
Yes. Yes.
And also, obviously, emotional intelligence and emotional growth doesn't happen overnight. So, just I always tell parents, if you try something and it 1 or 2 days and it doesn't work, that's not realistic, right? It takes
Hmm.
kids a while to build that bridge in their brain of
It
connecting an
does.
emotion with their
Hmm.
feelings. So, just, you know, use your emotional toolkit that works and tweak it the next day and figure out what they like and what they don't like and go from there and give it some time. It's a journey. It's not a destination, and that's okay to have days where you wear one cape and other days you might need a different cape, or you can't use capes anymore, or one
Yeah.
day it worked and the other day it didn't, so that's totally okay too.
I love that. And speaking of emotional intelligence, it is often overlooked in early education. How do you see your book contributing to this critical area? And what role do you think parents can play in fostering these skills alongside schools and educate and
I love that. I,
educators?
educators. I love this question because I feel that we're doing a better job than we were before. However, we have a lot of room to grow, but emotional intelligence is often overlooked, I think, sometimes in
Hmm.
schools because we feel that this needs to be tackled at home, which in turn it does. But it's a foundational skill that influences how children navigate relationships, how they handle challenges, and how they understand themselves. But it can be overlooked because we're focusing so much on academics
Yes.
in some schools, not all,
Yeah.
and versus the whole picture of a child. And so we hope that by introducing children to the concept of emotions in a playful and engagement way, it can help lay the groundwork for emotional wellness, awareness, empathy, and regulation. And so we're hoping that parents will take on this critical role of fostering emotional intelligence, but also schools and educators. And so once the book is published, we're going to obviously take it into my son's school and other schools around the area, hoping that they use the book to help kids with their big feelings inside the classroom.
I can foresee the success of the
Yeah.
book.
Thank
Because
you.
I used to work at a preschool and I know how feelings are big, and
Yes.
a lot of situations we have stem from feelings being understood, being helped, and being validated. And so,
Yeah.
kudos. I'm just in love with this concept of yours.
Thank you. I know it, and you think about it, and people would say, "Oh, well, but the teachers are so busy. Like, how are they going to even focus on kids' emotions?" And I think what my thought is that along with the book, I'm maybe even going to create shirts that have a feeling on the sleeve, and you wear your emotions on your sleeve. I
Yeah.
thought of this, and then you put the emotion on the sleeve in the colored shirt, and kids can wear that shirt to school if they're having a certain emotion, that's something that happened at home, or they're going through something, and the teachers will be aware, or the parents will be aware, oh my goodness, you're wearing the black cape today, you're just
Mhm.
really mad about something. So I'm hoping that it by the colors we'll be able to understand and see what they're going through, and so that we can be more understanding and accepting.
I know I'm a former teacher of early education, and so I know that teachers might be busy, but
Yes.
this will make our experience more richer. If
Yes.
a kid's coming to our school and we're able to help them regulate their feelings and find the words to label them or help them through the day, that's our day. So
Yeah,
teachers
exactly.
might be busy, but
Yeah.
kids need that attention, and kids need to work through the feelings in the day while they're in our care. So I am
As you
all
know.
for that. Yeah, I am
Yeah, because
hands
you
up.
know
Mhm.
about it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And also, if a child is mad or angry or sad or nervous or embarrassed, they can't learn well,
They
right? So if
can't. They
there's a big
cannot.
emotion, they can't learn. So how do we improve that and give them the tools to work through it so that they can take in the information we're giving them?
Oh, I love that. I remember in the school there was one kid who had a hard day, and then we give him the words to say, I am angry and I'm
Mm.
frustrated. And then he would stamp his feet. And so then one teacher would
Mm.
stamp her feet as well. And it made the
Yeah.
kid laugh just because the teacher
Yeah.
was copying his feeling. And then it wasn't even a thing anymore. So teachers, we need the tools under our belt to help the children that come in our care. So,
Yes. I had the idea that maybe even if classrooms could get capes or
oh
tutus or
yeah.
whatever, and then if a kid is feeling a big emotion, they can go put it on and the teacher would know or something. I don't
Oh
know. It's
yeah.
still, my thoughts are still extending out into the universe of what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, I love it. And teachers have feelings too. And the kids, they
Yes.
watch us. And so they watch our
Yes.
frustration, they watch our happiness, our joy, our
Hmm.
grumpy, whatever. So they're watching us too. So
Yeah.
if we wear the capes and they wear theirs and we communicating our feelings to each other. I think it's one big happy feeling umbrella, feeling cape.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
awesome. I just love this. I wish I
Oh.
lived in Florida. I want to be in your son's school. I want to be cheering them on. I wish I was
Yeah.
around. If you come to Mesa, Arizona, let's I-
I will.
I'm a resource here, so we can, I don't know, I can
Yeah.
help in any way that to get this book, push it forward. Like
I
I'm
love
all
that. I
about it.
appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I would love to get in all the schools
Oh
around the
yeah.
whole United States.
Oh
So I
yeah.
might be calling you up soon.
Please do. So I wanted to ask you for parents who might,
Mhm.
I hope we don't hear Elijah, but he's saying his own thing over here.
You think, yeah,
Okay.
you tell it. Tell me what you think.
He's like, yay, go Constance. I wanted to ask you for parents who might feel unsure about starting conversations about emotions, what advice do you have? How does your book provide a simple and engaging way to introduce emotional learning into your everyday lives?
This question is very important because I feel that starting a conversation about emotions with your child can feel very overwhelming for
Yeah.
many parents, especially if they come from a background where you did not discuss your emotions or your feelings in your own household. And
Hmm.
so, if you're unsure how to approach that topic, our advice is to really just start small, using everyday moments as opportunities to discuss feelings. For instance, if your child seems upset, you can say, I see you're feeling something strong right now. Can you tell me how you feel? Can you show me how you feel? Because again, depending on the child's age, they may not have the words to express that exact feeling, or they
Hmm.
may not even know the word to that feeling, right?
Yeah.
So if you can say, can you show me how you feel? Can you color how you feel? Can you, I like asking kids to color me a picture of what you're feeling right now. That's a very strong way to get your kid to express their emotions and to help you understand. So even if you feel super uncomfortable with talking about emotions with your kid, you can just say, hey, do you want to go color a picture about how you feel right now? So
Oh.
that's just an easy way to start. And the more you normalize emotional expression, the
Hmm.
easier it makes for your children to follow suit. So if you start to model your own express your own emotions. Hey, I'm
Hmm.
feeling really mad right now because this happened.
Hmm.
I think I'm
Hmm.
just gonna go scream in my pillow. I don't something. I think that if you just start to do that and you model it and they
Hmm.
follow in your lead. And just start small and just keep working at it. It's not gonna work right away sometimes or with the first time, but the more you practice, the less uncomfortable you're gonna get with it.
I love how you said start small. Start
Yes.
small. It's very
Mhm.
practical. I love that.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
beyond just being a book to read, what impact do you hope Miles and the Colorful Capes of Feelings will have on families? How do you envision it inspiring meaningful conversations and creating stronger emotional connections between parents and children?
Yes. Oh my goodness. So, Miles and the Colorful Capes of Feelings, I really hope that this book becomes more than just a book. I want it to be a tool for transformation and how families connect and communicate. Our vision, and we have our website that talks about this, is basically just to spark meaningful conversations about emotions that you may feel otherwise difficult or overwhelming to have. And we just are trying to bridge the gap between parents and children to explore feelings together that feels safe. It feels totally engaging and even just playful. How do we make this uncomfortable topic, stressful topic, even in some situations, more playful? It's just, we're hoping to inspire families and we're hoping to help them. And I can't, I've been meeting so many people around the world who are educators and who take care of neurodiverse children and who are, speech therapists and occupational therapists and just everyone that works with children. And I've learned so much on this journey, and I just
Oh,
want to share that with others because parenting is so hard. And if
it
this
is.
book can serve as a starting point for lifelong emotional connection, equipping with your family the tools to navigate the ups and downs of crazy parent life, that's
Mhm.
my ultimate goal.
Oh, I love it. And what a powerful and heartfelt conversation with Constance. Her story is a testament to the strength of family, the courage of children, and the importance of emotional expression in times of challenge. Miles and the Colorful Capes of Feelings is more than just a book. It's a resource, a mirror, and a message to kids that all feelings are valid and worthy of being seen. Constance, do
Yes.
you have a website, social media handles, final thoughts, and anything else you'd like to share with us?
Absolutely. So look for the book to come out hopefully in sometime in June. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
I'm like, come on, let's do this, guys. Let's get it out.
We're getting close. We're getting
We're
close.
getting so
We're getting
close.
close.
I know. Yes. So, okay. So the book is going to come out in June, hopefully, maybe a little later, but you can find updates for Miles and his Colorful Capes of Feelings through our website. It's www.colorfulcapesoffeelings.com. And if you go to the website, basically it tells you all about who we are, our mission, our books, and it's going to have information on when the book is going to be published. So that's our website. And then I do have an Instagram page called colorful_feelings.books. And that is up and coming too. So there's not much there yet, but I'm working on it. And that's going to have updates as well.
You're working on it, and I
I'm working
love
on it.
that. Yes, awesome. Dear
Yes.
listeners, I hope today's episode inspire you to create space for emotional wellness in your homes, classrooms, or clinic. If you're looking for a meaningful way to help children explore their feelings, I highly encourage you to check out Andre and Constance's book. It's a beautiful gift to families everywhere. Constance, I want to thank you so very much for visiting me today on Heart to Heart with Abagaba. I hope you have a fantastic day. And when the book comes out, let's meet over here again and give it a big shout out.
Absolutely. I really appreciate it. Thank you again.
You are so welcome. Have a fantastic day.
You too.
Aspire Behavior Health also sponsors Heart to Heart with Abagaba. They offer monitoring, counseling, medication, and personal care services in a beautiful residential setting. Contact AspireCBH at outlook.com or call 480-875-6871. Thank you for joining us for another Heart to Heart moment. I hope today's story touched your heart the way it touched mine. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone you love. And don't forget to subscribe to this and our YouTube channel so you never miss the moment of connection, inspiration, and joy. The stories and insights shared on Heart to Heart with Abagaba are personal and based on lived experiences. While some of our guests may be licensed professionals in their fields, the content of this podcast should not be considered legal, medical, or mental health advice. For expert guidance, please consult a qualified professional directly. Until next time, take care of your heart, take care of each other, and keep celebrating the love that makes us family. Celebrate!